Hey everyone, this is Pete, and today we're taking a look at a Spectrum classic, Ant Attack by Sandy White, published in 1983 by Quicksilver. The game is noteworthy for being one of the first games on home computers to make use of an isometric 3D perspective. Quicksilver marketed the game's 3D block-based graphics as Softsolid 3D, and the technique was subsequently reused in Sandy White's follow-up game Zombie the following year. Speaking with Your Sinclair magazine, Sandy White noted that Ant Attack was his first foray into commercial software, though he had been working with computers for a while as part of a sculpture course at the Edinburgh College of Art. The isometric Softsolid 3D engine was written over the course of 2 weeks, and was originally composed on an Acorn Atom computer, while the rest of the game took another 15 weeks for White to compose, with his friend Angela Sutherland contributing building and character designs. Despite Ant Attack's revolutionary aspects, White initially struggled to find a publisher for the game. He attempted to get Sinclair to publish it, but found himself rebuffed, though he admits it may have been a mistake on his part to just send a videotape of the game rather than the actual game code itself. Eventually, he made personal contact with the publisher Quicksilver, and he believes that the passion he showed when pitching Ant Attack to them is what eventually landed him the deal. "If you think you've got something worth raving over," he said, "then rave over it and persist." Sure enough, Ant Attack was well received on its original release. A review in the very first issue of the popular and legendary Crash magazine rated it 85%, with its only criticism being the number of keys required to control it. Popular Computing Weekly branded it an excellent piece of visually stunning gothic horror from a company whose Spectrum programs seem to be getting better and better, with bonus points for successfully using the word crenellations in their review. Personal Computer Games magazine, meanwhile, rated it 7 out of 10, also criticising the complex controls and the sound effects, but noting that it was original and challenging entertainment. Retrospectively, Ant Attack is regarded as one of the all-time greats of the Spectrum library, and I've never played it prior to today. So let's go play Ant Attack. Okay, here we are with Ant Attack, a game I've never played before, but I'm familiar with the reputation of, and I've been looking forward to trying it. In this isometric action-adventure game, you must find and rescue humans from Antesha, a city overrun by mutant ants. Excuse my watch beeping. Search for humans and escape the city as fast as you can. Hit ants with grenades at a distance to eliminate them, and don't blow yourself up. Now, apologies to the purists, but I am going to be playing this with a gamepad because I cannot deal with the bizarre control mappings that Spectrum games have on the keyboard. I didn't grow up with them, so I just do not have the muscle memory capacity to be able to learn these baffling default inputs. So we're gonna work with the joypad. We can use the keyboard as well, and in fact we do still need to use the keyboard to change the camera view if we need to. So that's 0p and enter allows us to rotate the camera to different angles, but everything else we can do on the joypad. So alright, let's give it a go. I never played this before. I know some people regard it as an early example of survival horror. But yeah. Quicksilver presents Ant Attacks. Copyright Sandy White 1983. Softsolid 3D patent pending. Girl or boy? Let's be the girl, because all other videos I see playing this online seem to be playing the boy, so we're going to play as the girl. Welcome to Ant Attack. After a long journey, you see your destination, the high-walled city of Antesha. As you stand at the gate, you hear a call of distress, irresistible to a hero like you. You must answer it. Good luck. Right, so in this game, your job is to explore the city from an isometric perspective, and you have tank control, so you rotate and move forward. And your task is to find survivors while not getting eaten by ants. So we can actually see there's a survivor lying on that platform up ahead, but there are also a bunch of ants. Also a bunch of ants in our way. My hero! Take me away from all this. Oh, I'm being bitten to shit. They got me. Paralyzed ant. Now you can do that by jumping on an ant. It allows you to actually paralyze them for a moment, which can be quite useful. Let's try throwing a grenade. So we can throw... Good shots. Oh, that took all of them out. Excellent. So they do have splash damage, so that's nice. So what you do when you found a survivor, you head to the exit of the city. I think. That's what I thought you did anyway. There we are. Congratulations! Accompanied by a frankly hideous bit of bleeper music, but, you know, it is the Spectrum. That is something you have to deal with. Well done, but that was easy. Now there's someone else to save. I believe you have to save 10 people altogether. And the way you locate them is by using that coloured scanner in the lower right corner. And that lights up in green when you're moving in the correct direction to find someone, I believe. So if we keep going this way, we should eventually find someone. Oh, there's someone over here as well. Bitten! Okay, we jumped on an ant's head there, so that paralysed them. And you have 20 lives per expedition into the city. Oh dear, this is not going very well. I've only got 4 lives left. I think we're not going to survive. And I appear to have outrun the camera as well. So, can we yeah, you can reset that. If you just press one of the camera keys, it does recenter the view on you. So that's useful. Alright, can we take these out with a well-placed grenade? Let's get rid of that one. He's running away anyway, so... Eaten alive. Have another go. I think I will. Alright, ready when you are. Oh, it does keep your progress. That's nice. So you don't have to start over from the beginning every time. So you just start from the beginning of your current rescue. Silly, you blew yourself up. Okay, so if you blow yourself up with a grenade, that's immediate death. Alright, I'm gradually getting the idea for this. So let me just figure out these view controls. So 0 rotates it that way. P rotates it that way. Enter rotates it that way. And spacebar puts it back to normal. Okay. Or I say the default view. There is not really a normal. It's just the direction it's facing as standard. Right, we are surrounded by nasty buggers. Please die. Okay. That took a bunch of them out. So let's proceed in this direction and get bitten some more. Good. Ow. Stop that. Stop it. Paralyze the ant. Good. Alright, there's our next rescue. Take me away from all this. I would love to, believe me. Oh, damn it. This is difficult. And I don't want to be too harsh on this game because it was like 1983. But yeah, part of the problem is sort of the kind of unrefined nature of this game. It's not a criticism. It's because it was very early days for making isometric perspective games like this. And we hadn't really established sort of best practice for them. Okay, repeatedly jumping when you're surrounded by ants seems to be a solid plan, because then you can paralyze them quite often because of the way they sort of swarm around your feet. But also they eat you alive, so that's nice. Yeah, the difficulty with this game is just how difficult it is to do anything when you're surrounded by the ants, because they come so quickly and they move so rapidly around you that it's difficult to really do anything. Now, the one thing you can at least rely on is that when you're not at ground level, the ants can't get you. How could you, after all we've been through? Okay, so you can blow up the people you're rescuing as well. So that's good. Right, well, at least we know where they are. So we can head up this way just a little bit, and then up this way. Get off! Yeah, it's really difficult to know exactly what you're supposed to do. In that situation, because you just get absolutely surrounded by them. And there just seems to be nothing you can do. So I guess the strategy is you just have to try and stay off the ground as much as you can. Or just try and keep moving. Because look, when that happens, there's absolutely bugger all you can do. Although that worked quite nicely. If you paralyze one, stand on its head, and then chuck a grenade. That does seem to sort of work, but then yeah, this is kind of absurd. It's one of those games that I respect greatly for what it's doing and how early it was doing it. But it also doesn't make itself easy to enjoy. Just keep moving. Just keep moving. Forget the ants. Get our friend. Hop up on... No, just run. Just run. Run! Well, that's my friend. Where's he gone? Come here, you moron. Okay. Oh, God. Right. Stand there. Right. Time up. Too late, Slowcoach. You ran out of time. Oh, okay. So you have a total time limit. So you can keep retrying if you die, but you do have an overall time limit. Okay. Let's give that another go. Girl. Right, first one's easy. We know this. Yeah, you gotta be careful not to leave them behind, otherwise they'll just stand around like a mug. Right, I think the score you get as well equals how much time you had left. So the quicker you save people, the more points you get. And like I say, I believe to finish the game, you need to rescue 10 people altogether. Right, when you've paralysed one, stand on them, drop a grenade. That will take a bunch of them out. Oh, they're in a different place this time. Okay. They're in this direction. Yeah, I think the issue I'm having with this game is when you're surrounded by ants, it just doesn't feel like there's any skill to it. It's like I just feel like you hammer the jump button and hope you land on one of them, and then chuck a grenade. Okay, so we paralyzed one there. That's blown them up. Good. Our friend is in this direction from the look of things. Too far? Is that them in there? It is. God, that's a cheeky hiding place. Oh, God. Yeah, this is... I want to like this. I want to like this. Because it's cool. because it's cool, it's interesting, it's creative. It is historically noteworthy. But it's just making it so difficult to enjoy. Right, there's our friendly friend. Okay, you idiot. Come with me. Eaten alive. What a surprise. Yeah, like I say, I don't want to be too harsh on this because it was 1983. Not many games were doing what this game was doing. And as such, there are certain sort of refinements from later examples of this sort of thing that they brought to the table. But it's good to know that escort missions have always sucked. Yeah, the fact that they just stand there like a lump if you leave them behind is unhelpful. Oh my god, we've done it. We've actually done it. Come on. Right. So far, so good. On your feet once more. No time for a coffee break. Alright, so we have 20 lives again. So you get your lives fully replenished and your time fully replenished when you rescue someone. But you can basically retry as many times as you want. You can retry as many times as you want from having died. But you have to work within the time limit. Okay, so this one is up this set of steps here. And there is full damage in this. So you can't just leap heroically off the top of the platform. I'm also really unclear on how the grenades work because, like, from where I'm sitting, a lot of those look like they should have been hitting, but they weren't. Oh no. Like, that explosion's right in the middle of those ants, so why isn't it killing them? It seems to be semi-random on if they actually work or not. And you got 2 left. There we go. Right. Come on, muggins. Let us walk together among the crenellations. Okay, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. Are you brave enough to try again? Don't waste too much time thinking. Oh, no. We've established that. Standing still is death. Right, so next one is this way. As you can tell by the... Oh, there they are. The little scanner thing is quite a clever mechanic. I do like that. Because it stops short of just telling you which direction to go. And the fact that it only works while you're moving is quite interesting too. Right, how do we get up there? Right, I think this might be an instance where we need to rotate the camera. Because I can't see a way up from this side. So if I just press one of these keys to look at it from another angle. Yeah, there we are. So we can see over here are the steps we need. Come on, get up. My hero! Take me away from all this. Right. You have to get down very carefully. Because fall damage. And because ants. Let's reset the view as well. Just so I know which way I'm going to the exit. Yeah, I do not understand how the grenades work. Because, like, that wasn't anywhere near them. And it hit. Whereas the ones that were directly hitting them didn't seem to do anything. So I'm not entirely sure how that works. If you have to catch them in like a certain radius of splash damage rather than directly hitting them or something, I guess that's how it works. Maybe, possibly. You have a brave heart. Better use your brain from now on too. Alright. I will. Yeah, I will, and I will leave. Right, come on. Which way are we going this time? We are going this way. Alright, stand on the ant, chuck a grenade, kill him. Lovely, right. Okay, I'm starting to get a feel for this. This is one thing I find with quite a lot of Spectrum games, actually. Is that they're good, but they might not seem that way immediately. And I think this is why the Spectrum is a bit of a hard sell to a lot of people. Because while it's very easy to pick up an NES game, a Super NES game, even to a certain extent, I'd say, a Commodore 64 game. I think there's a certain... Oh god, he's dying, isn't he? And the camera is... What is the camera doing? Yeah, there's a certain baseline level of accessibility with things like NES games, Super NES games, Commodore 64 games, even like Amiga games, I think. And I think the reason a lot of people struggle with Spectrum games is that they're more work. They're more work to understand. They're more work to learn how to enjoy. And that doesn't mean that they're bad in and of themselves. It just means that you have to put in a bit more effort to appreciate what they're doing. It's like I'm getting to grips with this game now, but it's taken me like half an hour of solid play to get to a position where I feel like I've got a better feel for the game. Survival of the fittest. Are you fit enough to survive? Then prove it. Yeah, it's taken me this long to get to a sort of baseline level of competence where I feel vaguely comfortable with how this game works and how to work within its various quirks. And there's still bits of it I don't understand. Like the grenades. And as such, I can completely understand if someone looks at this and goes, what the fuck? Or someone who tried this game for 5 minutes goes, I don't have a clue how that game works. I don't understand how to enjoy this. I completely understand. More so than a lot of the other stuff I cover on this channel. So more than old Atari stuff, more than ST and Amiga stuff, more than 8 and 16-bit console stuff. Is there a person secreted in here somewhere? Doesn't look that way, does it? Oh dear, nasty fall. And now I can't see what's going on. Alright, it's paralyzed an ant. Alright, there I am. They are further in this direction, that's why I couldn't find them. But they're somewhere in line with where I am now. Where are you? See, this is where the scanner stuff is being quite interesting because I can tell they're round here somewhere, but not exactly where. So let's spin the camera around a bit. There they are. There they are. my hero. Right, put the camera back. Hold on. Let's face the right way first, which I think is that way. I've only got one life as well. That's a problem. Alright, I know where they are now, at least. They're on the far wall. So we just head directly in that direction. That's not a good place to be caught. Right, they were around the back of this thing, weren't they? Right, now let's see. Oh no. Come on, get up. Am I standing on his head? Oh, what a shot. What a shot. I am impressed with that instant response of the view rotation. There's like no delay for screen redrawing or anything like that. It just immediately switches the viewing angle. That is quite impressive for the time. But yeah, the way the camera isn't quite sure how to keep up with you at times, that is a bit of a problem. But again, you have to cut this game a bit of slack for being 1983. People hadn't really figured out what an in-game camera was at this point and what that meant and how that was supposed to work. You handled that well. It must have been too easy. Try again. Right, we've not had the dude on that really easy to access platform yet. So we must be due for him at some point. But not this time. Right, so down a bit from here. Are you somewhere in this hideous structure? You are, but it actually isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. So yeah, my advice with Spectrum games is to persist, basically. Don't feel too bad if you find them a little bit impenetrable to begin with, because a lot of them are. Because I think to an extent that's part of the Spectrum's appeal. Because you're going to just leap off that edge like an idiot, aren't you? Come on. There we go. Right. Yeah, this is part of the Spectrum's appeal, I think, because the Spectrum was so cheap and so affordable, it attracted a lot of hobbyist developers who had never thought of making a game before, didn't necessarily know anything about sort of the conventions of game design that had been developed with the rise of arcade games and 2600 games and that sort of thing. It was a gleefully experimental time for a lot of people. There were no rules. There were no conventions on what worked as a video game and what didn't. Those started to come in with time, but in the early 80s, a lot of those conventions hadn't been established yet. And one of the reasons why this game is considered to be such a classic is because it was so different from everything else around at the time. It took a new perspective on things. It presented a different style of gameplay that wasn't just about chasing scores through violence. So it's not a shoot 'em up. It's not a fast action game where you just have to blast the ants. Other way. It is a game about exploration and discovery and lateral thinking to an extent, I think. Oh, there's our next person to rescue, but how do we get there? We got to do some... I think we've got to do some scary jumping. No, because you can't jump two blocks at once. So it can't be having to jump from up there. There must be some steps up somewhere. I'm going to die. There we go. Right, we know where he is, at least. Yeah, like even the game structure of this. The way you have infinite lives but limited time. That was new and different. That was not following the arcade mold at all. Right, so how do we get over there? Are there some steps on the other side? I can't quite see from here. And there are bloody ants in the way. How do you get up there then? Or do we not get up there? Do we just have to sort of jump up and tag him? No, because we can't jump high enough. Come on, buddy. There must be something hidden somewhere. And I blew myself up. Good. I think this might be the end of proceedings. But we made good progress today. I'm pleased with the progress I've made on this. Because when we started and it was all going terribly, I was concerned that I wasn't going to be able to enjoy this game. And there are still aspects of it that I don't love. I don't love being swarmed by ants. Because it does still feel a bit like chance dealing with that. Right, how the bloody hell do we get up on this wall then? Like that, we stand on an ant. Oh, good. Right, run away! Run away! One thing that would have been a really helpful addition to this would be just an just an indicator on the status banner showing which way you're facing. Because when you're stuck behind something, and you're trying to figure out which way you're facing, it's not easy. It also would have possibly been better if you only change direction once per tap of a direction. Because as it stands, you can hold down the direction. And if you hold it down slightly too long, you'll rotate too far. You'll be facing the wrong direction and you'll find yourself running straight into a wall. Like that there. I didn't mean to turn 380 degrees. I just wanted to turn 90 degrees. Please die. Please just die, all of you. Right, where is Blokey? It really does seem like the only way to get up there is to stand on an ant. And that is very difficult to do deliberately. Alright, Sunshine, you're Oh no, out of time. Too bad, Sluggo, you ran out of time. Live saved 7. Your score is 17,162. Surely you can do better than that. I probably can, but I'm not going to today because we've been going for 48 minutes. So I think it's probably time we stopped. Okay, yeah, I'm glad I didn't give up on that as quickly as I was tempted to at the beginning. Because that is an interesting game. It's a fun game, but you have to work at it to be able to find that fun. And that is one of the things I've always been about on this channel is trying to find the fun in things that, in some cases, don't give up their secrets readily. Now, I knew this was a classic. I knew people love this game, so I knew there must be something to this game. But it takes work. It takes a bit of work to get there. But it's worthwhile to do so, to see an interesting example of an early 3D game doing something a bit different from other games that were around at the time. Anyway, that was Ant Attack for ZX Spectrum by Sandy White, published by Quicksilver. Just remains for me to say, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time.